Sniping itself in the foot. Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 is out now on PlayStation 4, Xbox One and Steam. I personally played the PlayStation 4 version, and I felt it was a little like Marmite. Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 starts you off as a man of integrity that goes out to fight a war in one of the best locales I have seen to date in the series. You're also there to look for your brother, as well as some other side dust. While the overarching story might seem a little cliche, it does the job nicely. Visually, the game is hit and miss. Sometimes you are scaling a mountain with the sun staring you in the eyes. Its setting highlights the glow of the rays as they try to obscure your view. Others, you are jogging through rain amongst the lush foliage, and you can't help but be captivated. As soon as you turn the corner and head down the road a stretch, the terrain becomes muddy and bland, and you start to wonder if you are even on the same continent. It makes Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 lose some of its seamless transition between locales that we have become accustomed to in other titles. Character models are also much of the same. The main characters, albeit the ones you're supposed to care about, look half decent at times, with some annoying graphical bugs that hit on occasion, totally ruining their sense of style. Enemies, on the other hand, well, most of them have that generic coat of paint, with only specific targets looking like their mother and father weren't brother and sister. Granted, this happens in most titles that have a large amount of humanoid NPCs, but it's still frustrating nonetheless. Sound-wise, well, you've guessed it. Marmite. The guns sound absolutely terrific. Hearing the echo of a round leave the chamber and the bullet scream through the air in a slow motion kill never gets old. The satisfying squelching thud as the bullet splits through the flesh of your victim is superb. Some of the voice work on offer, however, is downright ugly and really put me off a handful of the characters met throughout the campaign. Sniper Ghost Warrior is open world too, and it often gets lost when it comes to spatial awareness. Sounds in a tight space should differ to sounds in an open field. Sometimes Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 gets it right, whereas others it fails miserably. It just seems a little inconsistent overall, which at times dampens the experience. If you have it on PlayStation 4, some of the sound comes through the controller, which is an added bonus. I love it when games do this. Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 gets a few things dead on. The gunplay is immensely satisfying, the vehicles handle well, and its sprawling open world is big enough to get lost in. Many locales differ in the way they look, too, which helps solidify that feeling you aren't in the same place. Getting to each area is fun, and setting up a line of sight at the beginning of each mission is a key part of any sniper game. I love the feeling of strategy in Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 that is definitely missing from most shooters today. I enjoy scouting each area on foot, or even with the drone, tagging each enemy ready for that glorious round of headshots. The enemy AI are smart enough to make each moment tense too. Many of them will try and flank your position, and targets will hide in areas that are much more difficult to reach from a distance. Then you must go in loud, making the moment even more difficult. I don't want to spoil the story too much. It is cliché, and in my opinion, most of the fun in Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 can be found through the game's plentiful side missions. There, you'll meet more interesting characters and take on missions that in some ways better the story that the whole game has to offer. Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 isn't without its issues though. The game is plagued with bugs even after a few patches. One that prevented me from getting the fabled Platinum Trophy. The loading times are pretty terrible too. Overall, Sniper Ghost Warrior is hit and miss experience. There were many moments where I felt wowed, but there were plenty of moments the word why span round in my head. Some of the cast and characters are done so well, and the settings should provide a consistently gorgeous playground. Sadly, it doesn't in its current state. Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 gets a 5 out of 10. Cheers.